Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today we have Game 2 of the American League Championship Series with the Detroit Tigers facing the Seattle Mariners at the Kingdome. The pitching matchup for today's game is Dave Rozema for Detroit versus Floyd Bannister for Seattle. And I can't help but feeling like we got away with one in yesterday's game, where the Tigers beat the Mariners 3-2 in Game 1. We had Trammell get a double in the top of the 13th inning, and then Whitaker singled him home in the next at-bat. And we were able to hold on to get the victory with Tom Fiegler closing the game out. We went through a lot of pitchers in those 13 innings, and it was a long game. I appreciate it if you took the time to watch the whole game. I think it was worth it. The Tigers were, basically shut out for a large portion of the ball game, and then we rallied a little bit against Mark Langston. They brought in the bullpen, and we were able to put a couple runs on the board, and we got away with a victory. I feel great about that. We really have a game in hand now on Seattle, winning one on the road. So we're going to change our strategy up today. Instead of having our defensive lineup in there with a lot of our dink and dunk hitters, we're going to put a power lineup against Floyd Bannister today. Let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe to the channel. You'll see here Rosie, who finished the year in terrible shape. He couldn't even get through the first inning in his last start of the season. The current Mariners are batting .236 against him. It's 56 plate appearances. We've had to change the bullpen up a little bit because Weaver went 2 1/3 innings in the first game of the series. So we moved Dave Smith into the closer's role and kind of move everybody up. So we've only got 2 bullpen righties available, and also Tom Fiegler if we need to go to him today. Here's the lineup versus the lefty Floyd Bannister. Back-to-back lefties. We don't hit lefties well. As I said, we was kind of lucky we squeaked that ball game out yesterday. We hung in there long enough to get the victory. The one difference we're going to do today, instead of having Guy Solars at third and Mickey Hatcher DHing, we're going to keep Hatcher in the DH role, and we're going to give Howard Johnson a shot to show off his power. The guy's got a 94 power, so definitely capable of hitting some bombs. He had 3 in the regular season in just 19 games. Defensively, not as good as Hatcher or Solars, so if anybody in the Tigers is going to make an error today, it's probably going to be him. Well, we'll take that chance for a little extra offense. Here's the Tigers' official lineup rundown for today's ball game. Batting leadoff, playing shortstop is Alan Trammell. Down here, you can see the results for the playoffs for the 1982 season. Batting second at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting third and DHing today is Mickey Hatcher. Batting cleanup and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting fifth in right field is Kevin Bass. Batting sixth at third base is Howard Johnson. Batting seventh in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting eighth at first base is Eddie Murray. And batting ninth in center field is Andre Dawson. Let's take a look at Floyd Bannister. Put together a pretty solid season for the Mariners. Really 3 good ones in each of our sim years. He had 34 starts this year, going 15-10 with that .385 ERA. 247.2 innings pitched, 180 Ks. That's very impressive. Definitely in the top 10. In fact, I think he finished second overall to his teammate Mark Langston, who we saw yesterday. Opponents are betting .257 against him with 11 wild pitches. So kind of a wild arm. Maybe most of those were at the end of the year. 6 complete games and 1 shutout on the season. Fastball is his best pitch, rated an 86. He's got 2 other pitches below 80, a curve and a changeup. Overall, just rated an 81. Kind of shocking that it's so low. I mean, it's just above average to have 3 seasons of over 10 wins and 3 years of ERAs under 4. So he's still getting it done. He's only 27 years old. And we see here the Mariners' defensive alignment. Looks like it is the same as yesterday. And so we have Alan Trammell leading off game 2 against Floyd Bannister. Here we go. Let's go. Trammell, ground ball to third. Edler throws him out. 1 down here, top of the first. Next up is Sweet Lou. Lou, 2 for 11 in his career versus Bannister with 2 Ks. Here goes Oppo. Looks like it was off the wall, but actually it's caught at the wall by the left fielder, Saenz. 2 quick outs as Mickey Hatcher steps in. Hatcher sends it to deep right center field, and it's a double off the wall. Henderson, the Gold Glover, could not catch up to it, and Hatcher has himself a double. That is his second double of the playoffs already. Only 20 in the regular season. So we have a runner in scoring position. We got to take advantage of these situations here. We take a shot when we get an opportunity, and Parrish can't get it done. He pops it up at the home plate, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So we're going to the bottom of the first. Strand a runner at second. And here is the lineup for the Seattle Mariners today. Batting leadoff, playing second base, is Julio Cruz. Batting second at shortstop is Spike Owen. Batting third at playing center field is Dave Henderson. Batting cleanup in left field is Ricardo Saenz. Batting fifth and catching is Tom Pagnozzi. Batting sixth at first base is Bruce Bochte. Batting seventh and DHing is Bob Pate. Batting eighth, playing third base is Dave Edler. And batting ninth in right field is Joe Simpson. Pitching for the Tigers today, it's Dave Rozema. And Rosie, as I mentioned, take a quick look at him here. Really rough down the stretch. He was probably our best pitcher if you just consider the statistics point of view. He made all of his starts, went 14-10 with a 3.89 ERA. So the 14 wins and the 3.89 were the best on the team. Just fell short of 200 innings pitched because he couldn't get out of the first in his last start. 80 Ks in those 199 innings pitched. Opponents batted .265 against him. 3 complete games, 1 shutout. Doesn't have any fastball whatsoever. In fact, his best pitch is a sinker, rated an 87. He is a ground ball pitcher, which maybe we should have played Giselars at third today, considering the ground balls that might go to Johnson. Overall rated an 88. We have him on the payroll until 1985. So we have him for a while. Let's take a look at his log. How did we do against Seattle with Dave Rozema on the mound? A loss on August 14th, a loss on August 30th, and a loss, oh no, on September 20th. And his last start, he went 2/3 of an inning and yanked him out of there. So, I don't know what to expect with Rozema today. We don't want to do another bullpen game, so it would be nice if Rosie could at least give us 5 solid innings and keep us in the ball game. Okay, here's the Tigers' defensive alignment for today. The only difference, of course, is Hojo at third base. Let's kick it off here with Julio Cruz versus Dave Rozema. Oh, wow, Rosie strikes out Cruz looking. 1 out. Next up is Spike Owen. Owen rips a base hit into right field. Owen did not have a hit yesterday, but he had 3 walks. So he gets his first hit of the playoffs. He's on first base for Dave Henderson. Henderson 2 for 8 with a home run against Rosie. Wow, he takes a strike 3 looking. So Rozema 2 strikeouts here in the first. That is uncharacteristic. Owen might see him going here with 2 down. He had 16 stolen bases for Seattle this season. Here's Ricardo Saenz, American League home run leader. He had 34, and he gets a base at the center. That'll move Owen to third, and Rosie in a bind here early. First and third, 2 down. with Tom Pagnozzi up. Pagnozzi about a 243 versus right-handers, and a base hit up the middle. Wow. And an error by our center fielder. Andre Dawson allows the slow afoot Saenz to get to third base. So this looks really bad right now with a left-hander at the plate. I mean, he's only given up 1 run, but he's on the verge of giving up 4, is what it feels like. With Bruce Bochte. Now, Bochte's 1 for 10 against Rosie, so I guess we're going to play it out. No, he walks in. I mean, in a sense, I'm okay with that. It does load the bases for Bob Pate, who's absolutely crushed us. But I'd rather have him face a right-hander. And it's hard to believe. I can't believe Pate has not faced Rosie in the 3 starts he's had against Seattle, but who knows? Let's play it out. This could be the end of the game right here. Hey, he strikes him out. So Rozema knew what he was doing all along. He just give up the 1 run. We go to the top of the second, 1-0 Seattle. We've got Bass, Johnson, and Gibby due up. Here's Kevin Bass leading off, and he goes to right field on a line. Tracked down by the right fielder Simpson. There's 1 out. Next up is Hojo. Hojo, you're not going to get that one. That is into the gap, up against the wall for a triple. That almost bounced back to the infield, it looked like. So Johnson has a triple. I guess that's a good call by me, bringing him in. He didn't have a double or a triple in the regular season, and he's got a double and a triple so far in the playoffs. Okay, so they're going to pull the infield in, and that's a smart move because Gibby does not hit lefties. He went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts yesterday. On his skills, what is his sac fly? It's pretty solid. Let's see if he can. I mean, they pulled the infield in, so if it's a ground ball, he's going to be out at home. Where's sac fly? There it is. So we're going to go for a sac fly and hope that Gibby can lift it to maybe pull it to right field. Here we go. Full count. Oh, he's going to get it done. I did not expect that. I figured for sure he was going to hit a ground ball. That is as deep as it can go. And that's an RBI sac fly for Gibson. We're all tied at 1. Nicely done from the lower half of the Tigers' batting order. And then Murray does what Murray does, pops it up to second. Julio Cruz makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's all tied at 1. Do we let Rosie go through the lineup? I don't even know. We're going to let him face the right-hander, Dave Edler. Oh, nuts. Oh, it's going to be tracked down by Bass in right field. Okay, good play by the defense. Now we got the tough lefties coming up. Number 9 hitter Joe Simpson. Yeah, he always hits us hard. Wow, that ball was down the left field line, and Gibby gets it back in so quickly. It keeps the speedy Simpson at a single. I have a feeling he's going to be going here. So Parrish is on high alert. Here's Julio Cruz. Oh, gets him with a sidearm curve, pops it up. Whitaker makes the catch. 2 quick outs. Man, it's too early to guard the lines. We're only in the second inning. We're going to see if Rosie can get Owen here. Owen has one of the 4 Seattle hits already. Ground ball up the middle. Whitaker, good range, gets to it and tosses them out. We go to the top of the third. We've got Hawk, Tram, and Sweet Lou due up. Dawson kind of gets jammed and lines it right at Bochte. Out number 1. Next up is Trammell. Trammell, strikes out on a changeup. That almost drops off the table there. In fact, it was out of the strike zone. So nice pitch by Bannister. That's only his first strikeout today. 2 down. And Lou, he pulls a base hit into right field. Good job by Lou. Now we know that Pagnozzi does not have a good arm. He's got a 79 rated arm, so that's pretty bad. But it is a left-hander on the mound. What is the percentage? Only 66%. I think we need to let Mickey take a swing here. Play a little conservatively for this ball game. As Hatcher crushes the center field again. It's off the wall. Second time he's knocked it off the wall. An RBI double. And it's 2-1 Detroit. Oh my gosh, okay. Our offense has showed up today. As Parrish steps in. I believe he struck out. No, he couldn't have struck out because that was just his first one this inning. Okay, I don't know what he did. Popped it up, I guess. There's the strikeout. I could sense it coming. We do take the lead, though, on the RBI double by Sticky Mickey. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-1. Wow, I feel like every pitch we get from Rozema is kind of a bonus now. We need to play this one very close to the vest. Ground ball to first from Henderson. There's one out. We know we have a solid bullpen, so we can't be afraid to pull the trigger and go to the bullpen if we need to here. As he strikes out, Ricardo Saenz 4 Ks for Rozema. Who's this guy on the mound? Next up is the nozzle. A ground ball right to Murray, and Murray steps on the bag. I kind of feel like we got our error out of the way early. Like we were going to have an error today no matter what. And I'm glad that Dawson's error didn't cost us. We go to the top of the fourth. Tigers have the lead 2-1. It's Bass, Hojo, and Gibby. Oh my God, Kevin Bass lifts and separates. Home run into left center field, upper deck at the Kingdome. That's impressive, 420 feet. And it's 3-1 Detroit. Bass had finished the season strong. He had 2 home runs in a game, the next to last game, I guess. So he's definitely shown some power, and maybe he has an inside track on right field next year once Glenn Wilson gets back. It's going to be a tough call to make, and Johnson gets his second hit. I feel good about going to the offensive, switching it to the offensive batting lineup. Okay, so Hojo's on first with his second hit. I feel like we need to steal here. 71% with Gibson. He did have the sac fly, but I don't feel like he's the kind of guy who's going to be able to duplicate that. Oh, Johnson is thrown out stealing second base. Maybe we got too greedy there. I always like to keep the pressure on, but sometimes that changes the momentum. Yeah, Gibson strikes out. And Murray. Oh, Murray surprises the entire stadium with a base hit to left field. We'll take it. That's 7 hits against Bannister. Pitch counts at 57. So we're not really being patient with him. Now what do? Do we let Dawson swing away? I guess it's 2 outs, so we can't hit and run, which is what I would probably consider doing, but there's no double play, so we're going to let him take a cut. Oh, man, that looked like a fat pitch to blast out of here. Instead, he pops it up, and that'll do it. So we do score a run on the home run by Kevin Bass. We go to the bottom of the fourth. We got a lefty due up, a couple righties, and then we go into that lefty 9, 1, and 2 part of the lineup. Ground ball that gets past Whitaker. Kind of handcuffed him there. So a base hit for Bochte. The leadoff man is on. This is the momentum switch that I was afraid of. I really maybe should not have done that. As Bob Pate steps in, this guy's got so much power. And he's going to just dump it into left center field. This is bad. We're going to pull the infield in. We are not going to give up any runs if we can avoid it here. It's almost like, I mean, if Bochte was on first, I'd play everybody back and let that run score and maybe turn 2. But, yeah, we're going to have to play it out. Pulling the infield in. First and third, nobody out. And a 3-run shot. God bless it. I should not have done that with Johnson. That's what the game does every time. Could not get an out. Could not get through the fourth inning. That's on me, folks. We're going to bring in Capizzello. It's a whole new ball game. Tigers down 4-3. Cappy comes in. He did pitch in yesterday's game. Went 2/3 of an inning, struck out a dude. He does what he does. He gets these lefties out without much difficulty. Simpson batting 167 versus lefties, and he walks them. Oh, no. That is 4 straight batters reaching base here in the fourth. Julio Cruz going to turn around, bat right-handed. There's a fly ball to right. Bass at the wall makes the catch. One down. Next up is Spike Owen. Also batting righty now. And he pops it up. Sweet Lou makes it out number 2. Do we let Cappy go after the right-handers? I'm going to say no. I'm going to keep playing the odds here, and we're going to pull in Tom Filer. Filer pitched in yesterday's game, and he got the save in relief. He pitched the bottom half of the 13th inning, went through an inning, didn't give up a hit, got a strikeout, and he got that save. Only the second one in his entire career. Here we go, Dave Henderson up, batting .226 versus righties. I feel like this is a good move. Oh no, I was way wrong. That's a 5 spot as Henderson goes deep. And it's 6-3. Oh man, what a momentum shift. What a mistake on another walk. And a pop-up. Oh, I really blew it here. All right, we're going to go to the top of the 5th. Now we're down 3 runs. What a shift in momentum. Floyd Bannister only at 58 pitches. This guy could go the distance at this point, even after giving up those 3 runs. I have to be honest, I do not like, as Whitaker lines it in left center field. I don't like the fact that somehow that AI is built into the game. It happens every time. So there's risk and reward in real baseball too, but I feel like this game doesn't really understand that not every bad situation automatically means a positive for the other team. And that's what happened to us there. We just could not get anybody out. Here's Bochte, leads off the bottom of the 5th with another hit. 9 hits now for the Mariners. Let's make it 10. Oh no, it's a line drive caught, actually, by Gibson. That looked like your traditional base hit to left field. All right. 1 down, here's Dave Edler. Another walk. Well, I guess we bring in Bruce Robbins here for these lefties. Infield single. Wow. I mean, the momentum shift is absolutely undeniable. Strikes out Julio Cruz. This is going to be the tough one here. The Spike Owens. Ground ball to short, Trammell. That makes the play. They load the bases after scoring 5 runs in the 4th. It's 6-3 into the top of the 6th inning. Tigers player of the game so far. Tough call. I mean, Bass the home run that was very impressive, but Johnson's 2 for 2. And Hatcher's 2 for 3 with the ribby. So right now it could be anybody. We need to win this ball game. That's the most important thing. Here's Lance Parrish popping it up. We need some base runners here. I feel like we're fortunate to get the 7 we did, and now we've pretty much mined that gem. Bass grounds out. Oh no, it's going to be an error on the shortstop. Spike Owen. And now we have a window here. Can Johnson get us closer? He's 2 for 2 today. Love to see a long ball right here. Oh, another gapper. Holy crap. Johnson. How do I not play him in the game 3? Another double. Let's take a look at this guy. He's got 2 doubles and a triple in 2 games here in the playoffs. And remember, he didn't start the game yesterday. He came in as a pinch hitter halfway through, had that double. Now we've got Gibson up. I would love for him to get another sac fly. They're playing back, so they don't mind a run scoring. Maybe Gibby can just make contact, full count, and they walk him. Not an intentional walk, but it does set up a double play possibility or a force out at any bag. Man, I would love Eddie Murray to run into one. If you haven't been following this series, we got Murray in a trade at the July trade deadline, and you take a look here. He has been absolute garbage for us the whole season. His slugging percentage is lower than his on-base percentage. Overall, his OPS is under 600 as a Tiger. He does have 1 hit this playoff series. This could be big, but I wouldn't hold your breath. 2-2 count. Ground ball. That's a double play situation. Yep. It's too early on a Sunday to be drinking whiskey, but I wish I had a bottle next to me here. We're going to bring in Brian Kelly. And Kelly might go the distance. I mean, at this point, if we couldn't score there, we're not going to score. So we just need to preserve our bullpen. We do get Tom Hume back. That's who's Brian Kelly's replacing on the playoff roster. So we'll get him back in time for Game 4. Dave Henderson. Base hit to lead it off. Here's Ricardo Saenz. He walks. Tom Pagnozzi. Ground ball to third. Around the horn. Of course not. We should walk Bochte to give a double play. I guess that's what we're going to do. I mean, we're playing the odds here. Bob Pate has absolutely crushed us, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a balk or a walk or something like that. Maybe a grand salami. Let's see how it plays out. Ground ball to short. Hey, just as I designed it. Again, the Mariners leave the bases loaded. So 5 runs in the 4th, bases loaded in the 5th, bases loaded in the 6th. And somehow we're still in it. Top of the 7th, Bannister's only at 88 pitches. Absolutely been great. And Andre Dawson unloads into the left field upper deck. And it is 6-4. I want to be excited about that, but Dawson always hits meaningless home runs. He did have 15 home runs for us and finished his season at a reasonable, I don't know. I mean, those numbers are not great. I was just saying reasonable. He got 510 at bats. I thought he was going to turn it around. He never did. He was a free agent pickup for us, so I don't think we're going to be very active in free agency this year. We have a lot of people under contract, and we have a lot of arbitration next year. So, at any rate, Trammell flies out to center field. Next up is Sweet Lou. Lou 1 for 3 today. Ooh, comebacker to Bannister. Bannister flips it over to first. 2 down. For Mickey Hatcher, Hatcher is 2 for 3 with an RBI. He's got 2 doubles today and a ground ball to third. All right, we do get 1 run back. We'll take it. It's 6-4 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's Brian Kelly. I mean, does that run change the way we look at the rest of the game? I don't know. Let's see how he does here. I mean, I'm thinking, do we go to the left-hander next? But let's see what Dave Edler does. He fields single, so we know it doesn't. It's still not going to go our way. Will Edler be going? There's a comebacker to Kelly. That's a lot of speed. Yeah, his only play was to first. Edler in scoring position at second now. We're going to pull the outfield in with Julio Cruz up. We know he's not likely going to get a home run. He did have one on the year. We saw that yesterday that when we checked his stats. Good job by Kelly inducing the pop-up into shallow center field. Trammell calls for it. We've got to pull the outfield in again. I don't like doing that twice in a row. It seems like it never works the second time. But Spike Owen definitely does not hit a lot of home runs. And there's the walk. I don't mind that, really. He had 3 walks yesterday, too. Keep that in mind. I don't mind that, though. That brings up a right-hander. And I said this before, and then Dave Henderson hit the 3-run home run to really make it tough on us here. And he pops it up. 3 walks for Kelly. He does do that a lot, but he's got great screwball, which we do not see a lot of. He's featuring the fastball. We get out of the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. They're going to bring in Manny Sarmiento. He is their closer. He had 30 saves, 5 blueies last year. He does have some playoff experience on Sparky's 1976 Cincinnati team. Pitched 1 game in the playoffs, and he gave up 2 runs in an inning. So that's exactly what we need right now. We need 2 runs this inning against him. All the other peripheral numbers look pretty damn good, but his ratings are not great. Ground ball pitcher, that curveball is deadly. His fastball is terrible. So let's see if we can string something together against Manny Sarmiento. That's Parrish leading off. Wow, that curveball. Ground ball to third, and Parrish an easy out at first. There's 1 down. Next up is Kevin Bass. Hey, I thought that was going to be a base hit up the middle, and it just slowed down on the long grass there at short. Owen makes the play. Here's our player of the game so far, Howard Johnson's 2 doubles and a triple in the playoff series. And he sneaks another base hit in the center field. That's going to give Gibson a shot here finally against a right-hander. We're not running with Johnson. We're not going to hold that caught stealing against him. He's 4 for 4. If we lose this ball game, I'm still going to pat myself on the back for that. Okay, so Gibby, we're going to let him swing away. 1 swing of the bat could tie it up. Gibson led the team with 23 home runs, and Sarmiento smartly walks him to get to Murray. Now, Murray does have a hit today, but we know he is unreliable. We have nobody to go to on the bench. With all the injuries we've suffered to our offense, our bench is sparse, which is why we added the extra pitcher. So we're going to let Murray swing away. This could be the ball game right here. 1-2 count. You can't see my face, but I was shaking my head. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Missed opportunities. That's going to be what's going to be the headline on the Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. I've been talking to those writers, but they don't seem to get it. There's walk number 4 from Kelly. He's going to set a playoff relief record here, probably. There's a line drive off the right field wall. Saenz scores, and it's 7-4. And then Bruce Bochte just crushes it. 9-4. Okay. I guess 5 walks is enough, right? I mean, probably on board with that. We're going to let him pitch to Edler. We'll bring in a lefty. I just did not want to bring in another pitcher, but I guess that's what we got to do. Oh, we're going to bring in the Creeper. Hey, Creeper's going to get a shot here. I'm looking at you right through your bedroom window. 10 games, 1.23 ERA. I don't like those walk to strikeout ratio nor the walk to innings pitch ratio, but he's a young pitcher. Opposing batting 286 against him. He does have a blown save. He pitched pretty solidly in the minors, and he gave us a pretty good 7 innings, I guess, this season, and it made the playoff roster. It's always good to have extra lefties on hand, I guess. Here's Joe Simpson. Oh shit! I didn't even. Oh, he got caught stealing. Well, now I have to. I didn't even switch him out, but I have to continue this at bat, right? It's the only right thing to do. Okay. Well, it could have been worse. Top of the 9th. Let's get this over with. Dawson hit a home run again, a meaningless home run. Flies out to left center field. Here's Trammell. Hey, base hit in the center. We need 5 runs here, folks. We can hit and run in this situation. There's nothing wrong with that, unless Whitaker misses. Okay, there we go. Oh, they're going to give us a couple runs here. No, we're not going to run. I mean, he should have been at third base anyway, but whatever. They're going to give us maybe a 1 or 2 meaningless runs to make this seem closer than it was. I like Hatcher in this position. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI today. Double play could end the ball game. Oh, he strikes out on that curveball. That is an amazing pitch. That's maybe the best curve we've seen all season. And it comes down to Parrish. Not a great job versus right-handers this year. Slugging percentage, not what you would think for a power catcher. Oh, ground ball, base hit. So they will give us 1 run at least. And Kevin Bass comes up. Now Bass, he's 1 for 4. He had that big home run that gave us a 2-run lead at the time. And then Johnson stole, and that was the end of the game. So we're playing for stats here. Let's see what Bass does. Ground ball to short. Would have been nice if we could get Johnson up 1 more time with the game on the line. Tigers lose 9-5. I don't think we're going to see Rosie the rest of the playoffs. I think he's not going to make the roster if we get to the World Series. We lose that one 9-5. We don't need to look at the standings. We will take a look at the headlines. I think we know the story that was written. We'll take a look at the playoffs, too. I forgot to show that at the end of Game 1 to see who is winning the Cincinnati-New York series. We're going to advance. There we go. Bochte leads the Mariners to the Game 2 ALCS win. And as always, the Tigers reporters write all about Seattle and not about our own team. Let's take a look at the playoffs then. We can't show you the transactions. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a League Leaders video later today, and then that way I can show transactions and see if there's any injuries in the playoffs or any retirements and that kind of thing. And that way we'll know who the leaders are. So here's the playoffs. Series tied at 1 for both conferences. Let's take a look here. You see there, we won 3-2 and in the first game and lost 9-5 in Game 2. The Mets come back and absolutely crush it in Game 2 of the NLCS. 12-1, so good job there. Let's take a look at the box score and we'll get out of here. We do have a day off, and then we'll play Game 3 at home. We're going to head home. I mean, really, we do have the advantage with winning 1 game, so we could still sweep the series at home, and this will be over with. So we can feel good about that. Let's take a look at the box score for today's game. Thanks for watching, guys. That was kind of a bummer. We sort of had it in our hands. Hojo came through with us. He's the player of the game today, no doubt about it. 4 for 4 with a double and a triple. 2 doubles for Hatcher. Home runs for Bass and for Dawson. Dave Rozema, that is the last we're going to see of you for this series, unless you come in relief. I don't know what we'll do. Maybe give Filer or maybe Robbins a shot. Definitely not Brian Kelly. We appreciate him going 3 innings, closing out the ball game for us. He walked 5, which is horrible. It isn't very often you see our bullpen let us down, but that's exactly what happened today. Floyd Bannister struggled a little bit early on, kept it together, went 7, and Manny Sarmiento comes in and gets the save, though he gave up a run there in the 9th inning. So that's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow with Game 3 of the series, and I think what I'll do is I'll do the league leaders right after this. So everyone, have a great night.